All right, here's a quick house tour and property tour really quick too. So that's the driveway current status right now. It looks muddy, but it's actually doing really good back there. Kind of where I'm standing is kind of the only area right now that we're having water issues, and still not doing bad even with the rain we've gotten recently. So I probably will have to put a culvert in at this end here right before, or at some point. So I don't know when, but I'll probably just dig up some rock here and make a culvert go right under here and then gully out this high side. But other than that, the road's doing good. It's just really, really muddy right now because there's no grass anywhere. These piles of mud here are from the concrete pour. We had to scrape down all the mud that was slippery and get down to some drier clay for the concrete trucks. So that's kind of still here. I cut down a few trees and piled them up there. They used to be right here, and I wanted this a little bit smoother of a turn, so I did that kind of last second and borrowed an excavator from the concrete crew to move them all over there. So that'll be burned eventually. And then here's the house as it is currently. So good progress. Got the framing done, and it's dried in. Windows are coming on Monday, which today right now is Saturday, so windows coming in a couple days, and the framers are gonna install them on Tuesday. Electrical roughing's done, HVAC roughing's done, and plumbing roughing is being worked on now and will be done this weekend. Those are all the shingles and ice and water membrane for the roof. If you're thinking that doesn't look like enough shingles, I kind of agree. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I didn't order it. The roofer did, so we'll see. But this is the current layout. As you can see, it's just really muddy. Using wood to step on wherever it's muddy. Made a path there with some crush and run, but it'll all get cleaned up when the time's right. But I guess I'll try to point out some different things that I think are interesting. But really quick, we'll just head to the back. There's the temporary power pole. That's my neighbor's outbuilding, so I'm gonna try to put up some privacy trees back in there eventually. But it's a little man door into this bay here, which will be my workshop eventually. Real quick, I guess we'll just show you the backyard. Not really a yard, it's just the back side of the house, but there'll be a small concrete pad right there just for grilling. Got electrical run at each corner of the soffits up there for floodlights. Each of the four corners of the whole structure, so not in that middle one there, but at that far end, this one, and the other far end. So that's been wired. I've got like 3 boxes. So this is the metered main box right there, where the main power from the utility company connects to. This is a automatic transfer switch for a generator that I will not have, but it's set up for when I do want one. And eventually the generator will sit right here, and they've already run the electrical and gas behind the wall. So when the time comes, I'll just need to put a quick pad down, drop the generator, cut holes, and have an electrician hook it up. So yeah, that's I guess an investment into the future. Here is my cable and internet, for the internet service providers and whoever to connect to the house into right here. And this ditch here is my water main. It's just stubbed out right there. It's underneath a few inches of mud, but that's going to be my water main. I just need to trench it all the way back to where the camper is, where the water main currently ends. Trying to see if there's anything else. It's the drain lines for my HVAC units in the attic. Got some exhaust duct work for bathroom exhaust vents sticking out. And then here are the heat pumps. And so I might need to put pavers around this crush and run. It's already kind of not looking too good, but for now it's getting the job done. But we have 2 units, 2 air handlers, 2 heat pumps, one for the front half of the house and one for the back half of the house. So all the bedrooms are in the back half of the house. So one unit will have one thermostat for bedrooms and one unit will have one thermostat for living area. And that's where they currently are sitting. So the drainage project, I'll have catch basins all behind here, and I'll have to grade further out away from these, further out here, get rid of that stump. A lot of grading needs to still occur, but we'll push that water down here and then back down that hillside. The only second story room is up there, and that room really came out good. We'll get in there and show you what it looks like from up there, but really fun view from up there. I can see the boys doing silly things from up there down here. But this is the I can't see it, it's covered in mud, but that down there is the stub out for my drain / septic line. And so the septic guy will tap in right there and put the tank somewhere around there, and then the septic field out basically in that area. That little lean-to there is for the fireplace in the living room, and then we made it back to the front. Guess real quick, things you might not see that, when you're the owner builder, you can kind of pull this stuff off without much hassle and cost. But that's the other floodlight right there that I talked about earlier, but that's an outlet box. And so I'm going to have outlets right there, soffit outlets. I've got another one up here, kind of tucked up there. So that's an outlet. Another one right there. Another one right there. And then we actually did some recessed lights above each garage door. So 2, 3 recessed lights. It really makes it look really nice, but it's really not much of a cost adder. And so there's the last outlet box there. So I wanted those for Christmas lights and for security cameras, so I don't have to worry about running wire down the road. I've got the outlet boxes there and already got power run, and I can just use one of those smart plugs to plug in and control them remotely with an app or anything. So I told them not even to put them on switches. I'll just control them with my phone, because it shouldn't be they're always powered, but if I want to turn them off or on, I can do it through one of those smart switches. So that's something you might not have noticed that we did that I just think is really cool and really didn't cost much. The standard garage door height is 7 feet high, and that's 8 foot, and that's actually 9 foot high. And then the width, we also did bigger there, so that's 9 foot wide, 10 foot wide. So that's 10 by 9 feet tall, the biggest one. And so, you know, I shouldn't have any issues pulling in any kind of full-size truck or even an SUV with a cargo carrier on top or anything. That way I can load and unload in the dry if it's raining. We've got you know, sconces, exterior sconces right there. There's about 6 on the front, but I won't point all those out. But yeah, I guess really quick we'll look at the porch here. The porch really came out good. Still need to do a lot of work to it to finish it, but it's hard to capture on the camera really. But I mean, that's almost, I think it's almost 25 feet high up to the peak there. You know, the house is already 10-foot ceiling, so that it's kind of hard to get a feel for how big this is. It feels so much bigger than it really is just because the height. So the pad is like 14.5 by 28.5 feet, but it just feels a lot bigger than that because of the height. It's really, really cool. I really like how this turned out. And then we're gonna wrap these LVLs and posts and cedar, all that in cedar, and then that top ridge there will be cedar, and we'll stain it or something. And then the rest will be tongue and groove up top there. Got 3 recessed lights on either vault, and then there'll be a 7-foot wide ceiling fan in the middle to help in those, you know, summer days. But yeah, I mean, oh, and then, you know, again, that outlet box up there if we wanted to do like string lights or something like that in addition. So the stamped concrete, they had issues doing this. I didn't really share that with many people. This is one of the things that I'll probably only notice, certain areas where they messed up. So I won't point them out, but it came out good. It's fine. It just adds a little bit more aesthetic to it. So yeah, before we go inside though, let's just go into the porch real quick, or excuse me, the garage real quick. And this far right bay is gonna be used as a workshop. And so, not massive, but it's great. It's really awesome. And so, try to point out some things. We've got a spigot, an outside spigot going in right here. So that's an exterior spigot. We've got 4 spigots getting put in. This is the water lines and drain for a garage sink. One of those like laundry room sinks will be here. So I've got like 6 shop LED lights that are like 4 foot long. So there'll be tons of light in here. I'll probably have to add a dimmer switch. It might be that bright, but I can always only use 4 or whatever. But I've got 6 of them to use somewhere. And we're now looking at the back side of those 2 boxes outside. So the gray one there is the main power coming in from the utility company. And then this orange one is the automatic transfer switch that's already pre-wired. And they gave me a bunch of slack here for the future. And then this black iron pipe here is the gas line. So everything's right there ready for the generator if I do it. But yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at there. I didn't ask him for this, but the HVAC people they work with my buddy from church, and so he threw a barbecue stub out here for me. So this will be my concrete pad here, and so I can just hook up my barbecue straight to that and never have to deal with those refilling of tanks. You know, my 500 or 1,000 gallon tank will just feed into the barbecue there. Another gas stub out for the tankless water heater. And this was another cool thing that I feel like didn't really add any cost, that I feel like I'm going to tell people and they're going to be like, oh, wow, like you did that, you know, but it really didn't do anything. I just don't know why people don't do this, but they make tankless water heaters to have a recirculation pump built into them. And there's a buffer tank within the unit that keeps track of the temperature of the water lines, basically. So you have a tankless water heater here, and normally you turn your faucet somewhere over there, and it's been an hour maybe since you used hot water. So all of your plumbing lines that run through your house, you know, these lines, they just have water sitting in it all the time. And that water gets cool, even though it used to be hot. And so so that means you turn the faucet and it takes 20 seconds for the cool water to push through the pipe and then the hot water to get to your fixture. So the recirculation pump has a little sensor in it and basically just senses when that water drops to a certain level of warmth, and then it pushes the water heater, it turns the hot water heater on and circulates the piping, the water just in the piping back to the unit. So all you have to do is buy a tankless water heater with that feature and then run one more line of PEX from your furthest fixture back to your tankless water heater. And you pay a smidge more in electric and gas, you know, just to kind of keep that hot water circulated. But you can schedule it. They're really smart, so you can tell it to only do it certain times a day, or it's all fully customizable. So, but it's one of those things that seems like really high end, but really, I mean, I found tons of tankless water heaters that didn't have it that cost more than the one I got, and they all have the same gallons per minute and reputation and all that good stuff. So anyways, yeah, here's just two other garage door bays here. They pre-wired it for the garage doors, so all the sensors have their wires ready, which I didn't know they were gonna do that. In Caledonia, they didn't do that, so that's really cool. So all I'll have to do is, you know, hook the units up to the ceiling and then plug them in, really. So yeah, that's cool. This is my actual panel here. So you see that big gray line like I was telling you about, that routes all the way from that external metered box. And then we put the house's meter right here, and it's only got two for now because this will be the temp power once we run and connect to Blue Ridge Electric. We'll get rid of that temp pole and then flip those breakers, and it'll turn on these garage outlets, and that'll be the new temp power for contractors to use. So that's why you only see those breakers. But this electrician is a church buddy, and He's really hooking me up. He's doing a really, really good job and really, really working with me on costs and everything. I mean, can't thank him enough. So, all right. So I'm more interested right now in the bones and tissue of this structure, but I'll try to just focus on just a quick tour here, although it's not gonna end up being that. Already it's not. So there's 2 doors into the house. That one's to the mud room that then goes into the kitchen. This one is to my office and then into the master bedroom. I wanted this here so that I can, come and go as needed. If also this office, somebody maybe want to use it as a nursery and you can just take the baby right into the nursery from the garage and not have to worry about people with TVs on or anything. So like just multi-purpose room really, but I'll be using it as an office. And if I'm working on any kind of plans or anything like that for my workshop, I can just come out here really quickly after printing off something and go straight to the workshop. It's kind of the thought. This is the back porch doorway here. But yeah, it's a small-ish room. You can see right there to there, and it's just a straight kind of wall here. And then a nice double window. And so my desk will just be here. And it's just gonna be my private office here. That's Ethernet and outlets, obviously. So I've got Ethernet run everywhere we thought we could use it. So yeah, that's really, really cool. But so this is the office here. And we'll come back around the other side to come to the master. But this is kind of, as far as like, if you lived here, this is kind of the way you'd come into the house 9 times out of 10. You'd park the car, and it's a 26-foot deep garage, which is really nice because you can pull a car really far up, still have plenty of height to open it up, and there's no inconvenience, there's no wasted steps unloading groceries from the back into this mudroom door. That's kind of the design behind how this is set up. So yeah, this is the mudroom. There is a doorway to the front of the house, just in case. We just wanted to have that accessibility, but don't think that door will get used a ton when it's there. But yeah, this is the mudroom. So we plan on doing, like little lockers here and here for people to hang up things and put their book bags or whatever. And then this is the laundry room. So come in here and you've got your washer, dryer, and we've got the gas set up for a gas dryer eventually. But yeah, it's just storage on either side. We'll do something. And then the back side of the panel. And that's it for the laundry room. And then this is the living area of the house. And so when you first walk in, there's a big hallway right through here, nice and wide, so that there's no traffic issues. But this goes through here to the sitting room over there, and then that's the living room back there. But this is the kitchen. And so this will all be cabinets in this nook here. So the cabinets will be flush right there. That's hookup for the double oven. So there'll be a double oven there, and then a microwave hanging on the cabinet next to it. And then coffee area will be right here. And just more countertop. These are underground pipes. This is the propane, and then this is the direct ground burial line that goes underground to the island. And so that's what you see there is the stub out for the island. The island's gonna be really, really nice. It's 8 feet long by 5.5 feet wide. And so and it'll have a reset, or it'll have a cooktop built into it. So that's a little bit of the kitchen. You know, the sink will be centered on the window there. The refrigerator will be right here, and then there'll be a tall, 8-foot tall cabinet right there, and then just kind of wrap around. It's a U-shaped kitchen. If you've been in Joe Namore's Eagle's Nest, the footprint is basically the same exact size as Joe's. It's very, very similar. We actually liked a lot of this house, or this side of the house is actually mimicking portions of Eagle's Nest that we really liked when we were there. So it's the big U-shaped kitchen, and then nothing but windows. His place had those just non-stop windows, but we did this instead. Windows, and then it was like a living room at the end, and they actually did have a small sitting area too right there. So a lot of, and then a dining room table will be right here too. So a lot of similarities with Eagle's Nest, and that's actually where we drew the inspiration from. So yeah, we don't have a range hood, but I got a really big, I don't know, it's probably not commercial grade or anything, but it's a really big exhaust vent above the range to really just clean out any odors or anything. So other than that, that's the kitchen. This is the pantry here, a little walk-in pantry. Couple recessed lights, and then we've got the plug for the recessed lights here that I'll have on motion sensor. Shout out to Tyler and Nicole for that idea. Yeah, a lot of my stuff will be motion. The mudroom will be motion. The garage will be motion. Anywhere it makes sense is going to be motion. And then the rest will be, anything high use will be smart switches. So yeah, all of the light fixtures or light switches and stuff will be either motion or smart switches. I really kind of wanted that. And again, that's actually not that much money anymore. You can get decent, 3-packs for $20, $25. So on sale. And so, even if you say $10 a piece, that's really not that much money in the grand scheme of things for a home. So I think it's really worth it. But sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But in the pantry, my electrician brought this up, and I thought it was a good suggestion. He suggested putting an outlet up higher for mounting, a handheld vacuum, so you can recharge it just up here, or kind of maybe put a shelf in or something. And, who knows what you could be charging or doing with that, but a good suggestion, and we decided to do that too. But, again, it's just a lot of little things like that really don't cost any extra, that if you're an owner builder, you can just think about and do. All these white lights are under cabinet lights. I guess that's the other kind of maybe unique thing we're doing, is under cabinet lighting all the way around the kitchen. So for all these other cabinets, it's all on one switch. A couple pendant lights. I'll skip some of those details, but trying to get a view of the front. So the dining room table will be centered on this triple window here. So it'll be picture windows. So three picture windows will connect, and I think they're 32 inches wide by 72 inches tall. And there's 3 of them connected, and that's kind of what you see there. So a nice, really, really big window there. And we decided against any form of grid because we just wanted to see outside and not have any obstruction. So none of our windows will have any grids, and We went with picture windows as much as we could so that there wasn't any screen, or, single hungs have that horizontal line where you push up and down on the window to open it. These ones will be fixed glass and you can't open those, or those. But to maintain circulation, we're doing sliders there. So it'll look similar to this because it'll just be one horizontal separator in the center, but the window will slide to the left and have a screen behind one of them. Same with that one. So you can open up those windows and then open up those two back there to get circulation if you need it. And so we felt like that was a good compromise with maintaining, circulation, as well as, we felt like 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, you don't open the windows. You think you do, but you really don't. So that's kind of what we went with. Couple recessed lights up there. There'll be a TV mounted on this wall. That's some low voltage Ethernet and a wall outlet there for a TV. So there'll be a TV here facing this way. So the dining room table, kitchen, and then there'll be a couch and a couch or chairs here for another sitting area. Here. But yeah, just a nice vault here. And those windows above the door match the roof pitch, 612, so it lines up like you see there. That was something I made sure was designed that way. And then, so this is kind of the separator of the two halves of the house that I was telling you about for HVAC. So that side of the house is on one unit, and then this side of the house is on another unit. There is one exception, is the bonus room. That bonus room up there, you can see the staircase behind the wall. That bonus room is actually on this side. You can see from the ductwork, but other than that, it's all one. It's kind of split in half right there. A cool thing we did with the bonus room is, I'll spare most of the details, but there's actually an electronic, kind of computer-controlled dampener that's inside of the rigid ductwork that will open or close a certain amount depending on the temperature in the back bonus room. So we were just trying to avoid it being hot or cold up in that room and not being balanced. So that electronic computer-controlled dampener will control the amount of cold air going to that back room dynamically. I was really trying to avoid a mini split up there, which is what most people do. I just kind of wanted it to be just two of those systems. But anyways, I see that we're 33 minutes in and I haven't even gotten to half the house, so I apologize if you're watching this. And you probably won't even see this until tomorrow because it'll take me that long to upload with my internet. But anyways, this will be good for me as documentation for behind the walls as well. So this is a nice big opening here. I think it's 5 feet wide. And it's actually 8 feet tall. And I'm doing a custom barn door there. So it'll be massive. It's basically like 2 barn doors. It's like a mega door. It's massive, and it'll swing on this side of the wall this direction. So it's going to be open, 99% of the time. But if there's ever a movie night with people in the sitting room wanting to do something else or whatever, you just have the option to shut that and make it a little bit more private movie experience or whatever. So that's what's going on there. And so now this is the kind of great room or living room. That's the fire that I'm trying to install today. So I'm working on that now, trying to get that installed and get the venting out the back, and so I've got a decent amount of work I got to figure out and do there. But we've got two nice tall windows here. Those will be double hungs. And then that's another one of those triple wide picture windows. So that'll be a really nice view again from here and bring in a lot of nice kind of indirect light. That's the other nice thing is in the morning, like the sun will rise over here and come this way. And so in the morning time, we'll get some direct light in the morning, but then it'll quickly just go into indirect light, which I'm a real big fan of. I love a lot of indirect light. I do not like a lot of direct light. So we tried to do a lot of windows, and then the way it worked out is it'll be a lot of indirect light like this, which is just soft and even and not harsh on your eyes or anything. So pros and cons to both, but I actually think I'll like that. But we've got 5 recessed lights in here and another, I think this ceiling fan in here will be 6 feet. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recessed lights here, and we avoided the 6th one above the TV and fireplace. Also, if you're wondering how high up that TV kind of area looks, it's not going to be that high. I still need to frame out below this once I get the fireplace in there. So this is definitely unfinished here, but the TV will look good where it'll end up. I'm just kind of, I asked the framers to leave me a bigger opening vertically so that I can block out a platform and elevate this off the ground, maybe 4 to 6 inches. That'll prevent me from having to do a flame retardant material on the floor if you can elevate it off the ground a certain amount of inches. So it prevents me from having to do that, and I can just do normal flooring all the way flush. And I think it kind of looks a little bit nicer if it's elevated. So I'll need to box it in down below and up top once I'm done. This fireplace has a lot of bells and whistles. Once this is in, it'll be a really nice kind of permanent fixture in the home. It's hard for me to explain why, but I'm really looking forward to seeing that thing in operation. Yeah, we have low voltage here, and something else I thought of when the electricians left. So I've got Ethernets here. That's all those are Ethernets. Cat 6, Cat 5. And the other thing I really wanted to do that I didn't realize I wanted to do until they left was I probably am going to do HDMIs back here. That way I can have like a console or whatever streaming device or anything. I don't have to try to figure out where it goes behind the TV or tape it or whatever. I can just have the HDMIs coming out here, and I'm gonna route, I bought 2 50-foot HDMIs, and I'm gonna route them back here. And this was something my framer did for me that, well, he asked if I wanted, and I said, well, yeah. Because I didn't know how they were gonna build the stairs. I just kind of imagined there would be a lot more supports down here, but it's actually a really nice storage spot. So he quickly threw together this doorway here, and now I have under staircase storage. And again, just another thing that doesn't cost a lot of money, but is a really nice feature is this right here. So they actually screwed it shut so nobody tampers with it, but all of the house's Ethernets come here into this ventilated enclosure, which is designed for this type of use. And it's 30 inches tall, and it's 15 and a half inches wide or whatever it is between the studs. So really cool, and I can have my Wi-Fi here, and then any kind of switch box or anything to kind of distribute the Ethernet to all of my other locations. This will be my tech hub basically, and I can put a cabinet here, and this will also be where, any sound system or entertainment box or whatever is going to be here hidden, and then the HDMIs can just plug into it here and go directly to the TV over there, and it'll just be a really clean, organized system. So that's just another thing that you can do as owner builder that really doesn't cost much more. I mean, it really doesn't. I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, you add them all up, and I'm telling you, that's just not true. If you're smart and you make good decisions and price check other things like lumber or like, different subs, and just talk to them, and you're saving thousands and thousands of dollars in other areas. I mean, we're talking a couple $100 total for features like this. I mean, it's way worth it, way worth it. And if you're smart and you try to find discount fixtures and tubs and go to liquidation centers, you can pay for all that stuff just with price checking around and finding different things. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. This was kind of a improv decision here to move the tech to this spot here. And again, last night I realized I want to route HDMIs, and so I'm going to do that myself. And just run them over here while it's easy to do. But yeah, that's it for the great room. Oh yeah, there's in-ground outlets, so there'll be, we just kind of designed the room to have a big couch here, and so to prevent any cords, behind the couch or whatever, just to keep it more neat. We have some in-ground outlets. That is what you see there. That's it. Nice big hallway to the rest of the house. That way, if you have traffic of multiple people walking through those halls, it's no problem. People can be carrying bag or something and getting by each other. So, but anyway, so you come down this hallway here, and this is kind of the first full bath here. Nothing fancy in the bathrooms, just, just a one sink vanity, and then a tub shower with one of those inserts. That's all we're doing for these other bathrooms. And I guess the only thing fancy in all the bathrooms is we put an outlet, which doesn't cost anything, to put an outlet right next to the toilet. That way, we actually use bidets. We just started, and so bidets need something to plug into, and it needs to be GFCI, it needs to be right by the toilet. And so every toilet is bidet ready, which is, I'm probably getting a lot of funny reactions from that, but you save a ton on toilet paper and keeps your septic, that's less the septic has to process, and it's more hygienic. So a lot of reasons for a bidet. And so we've got them all wired. We're probably only going to have a bidet in the master bathroom, but other than that, that's the bathroom there. And then we have another full bathroom here. And so basically same thing. There's a little cubby there that will have shelving. That's just the way it worked out. But basically a replica of the other bathroom with the wiring for the bidet. And we designed it to where this bathroom, if, we have guests over, we're throwing a party or something, people, if there's somebody in there, they can easily go to this one without going too deep into the house. And, so basically 2 full shower and baths to accommodate people that are accessible for everybody. is what we ended up doing, and we like that. But this is our guest room here, and so we've got windows there, and then we'll fit a queen in between them, so it's measured for a queen bed. And nothing too crazy in here, just a bigger room for the guests, if there's anyone with kids or anything. But a little walk-in closet, and then we did low voltage drop right here for a TV, or whatever for guests, just in case there's somebody that's staying with us for long periods. They can have their own, TV and their own kind of space back here. The staircase up to the bonus room, we'll go up there in a minute, but further along the hall is the boys' room. So mirror images of each other left and right here, but we're probably going to have Eric and Luke be in one room back here by themselves, and we'll probably use this room as like a little gym or craft room or whatever Rachel wants. But we're probably just going to give them bunk beds and have them both in there unless, while they're young, and then once they grow out of it, we'll give them their own rooms. But a little hallway closet there, and then nothing fancy in the bedrooms. You see some mechanicals going through these walls, but that's just to the outside. But, decent sized closets, but nothing fancy at all. And then mirror image over here. And they will have closet lights, so there'll be a light switch here. And then we've got basically a closet light bar that goes right there and, kind of lights up the whole closet. So just trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about those little things for people. And you can do that, if you're building your own house. So but yeah, that's it for these two rooms. So you have two bedrooms for the boys, but really it'll be bunks in there, and then some whatever Rachel wants in there, a gym or whatever, and then two bathrooms available, and then a nice bigger guest suite. And then you have the staircase that came out really good. The framer just did awesome. So there's recessed lights, and then there'll be a pendant light in the middle of this staircase here. And my framer was awesome, and these turned out great. Just the way the lines roll through here, the slope of the ceiling, and then a flat area up top just matches the angle of the treads. Worked out really good. And that's all of the networking and coaxials coming in from the rest of the house. You can see just how organized the electrician was, and HVAC both. I mean, those guys are just top notch. Really got lucky to have them help me here. But yeah, so this is the bonus room, and we have recessed lights and a ceiling fan, and then one wall wired for a TV on the wall. And we put in attic access here instead of a pull down stair. That was another improvisational thing, just talking through with my framer. But this window is really fun to stand at. It's a couple feet off the ground to prevent any code violations and tempered glass requirements, but it feels really fun up here. Kind of feels like you're in a tree fort, and I could see the boys really just enjoying this space here. That's the AC work. This room up here is 12 feet by 18 feet, so plenty big, and then there'll be a barn door here just to swivel over for storage, and then, again, the majority of the time it'll probably be open, but, and here's that computer controlled dampener. So the dampener's right here, it appears. Yeah. Okay, I got thrown off. I didn't see that this wraps this way. So you see left vent, right vent, and dampener's in front of it. So it's sending a signal, and whenever it trips in this thermostat that'll be here, whenever that's to temperature or not to temperature, it'll control airflow to this room. And so that was the system we designed that I think is the best for what we're doing here. But anyways, so we had just a little steps down and some plywood laid out for just a little catwalk in the attic here. And well, you guys probably would like stuff like this, so I know I would if I was watching. But got light switches for some attic lights that they put up for me. And so I actually won't go back there because I'm holding the camera, but the air handlers are way back there where it dead ends, and there's just a nice big platform that I designed into the trusses for the HVAC, and so tons of room back there. And it's not going to be comfortable, but the reason we did this is if we ever need to replace those units, you can get them and walk them through here. This stuff you can kind of just push around, it's swinging. And so we put the catwalk kind of right where there's more clearance. And don't get me wrong, it's going to take some effort, but you can do it this way, whereas a pull down stairwell is more difficult and sometimes not accessible. I guess while we're up here and I'm thinking of it, we're going to do spray foam insulation all on the entire roof. So another thing, this is something costlier, but we did a lot of work and saved a lot of money elsewhere and this was something we just didn't want to compromise on. So the entire roof deck will be spray foamed insulation. So normally you have all your insulation just blown in on top of your living area, but I could talk 30 minutes about the differences and why this is better, but we're going to do spray foam insulation just everywhere on the roof, and they make it airtight in the soffits. They drop some stuff there and make it airtight there, close that in, and then the foam goes down all the way to the foundation on all the exterior walls. So really quickly, when you think about it, your air handlers are conditioning your home, and your attic space in the summer is extremely hot. But if you insulate your attic space, now the area in which your air handlers are working and all your ducts are being run are insulated. Makes it much more efficient and lowers your energy costs long term. Not to mention it makes your home airtight and really, really efficient just on the spray foam alone. So in addition to having, R8 insulation on the ducts, which is what you would normally have, we also will have full home insulation rating in the attic. So just something we didn't want to compromise on there. We got an air return there for the front side of the house, a return here for one side of the house, and then another return back here in the master. I'll show you that. But so yeah, now this hallway here leads to the master suite, and so just a hallway and some recessed lights, and then this is the master here. And that's the doorway that leads to my office that you saw at the beginning of the tour. And It's designed for the bed to go in between those windows, but hypothetically we could switch it over there if we ever got bored. But we've got recessed lights and a ceiling fan, and that'll be a 6-foot wide ceiling fan there as well. And we do have low voltage for TV hookup here. We never watch TV in bed, but it's just one of those things we felt like we probably should do. This is the walk-in closet here, and we'll have 2 barn doors that swing left and right, and then a bunch of recessed lights. And we designed it so that this is my closet right there, and the rest is all Rachel's. So really thought that out and made sure we got the ratio right. And that was something we put a ton of thought into, because that's the exact amount of space that a man needs. And then this is the exact amount of space that a woman needs for the closet. So that's exactly the calculation we did, making sure everybody is getting what they need. But yeah, so this is the walk-in closet there. Again, that's the office walk-through to the garage. And then this is the master bath, which right here will be a freestanding like decorative tub. And we got a nice big window, you know, his and her vanity things with drawers in the middle. Walk-in shower here, and this will be tiled. I'm gonna tile this myself, and so I got the Schluter system to make it somewhat realistic for me to do. And so this will all be tiled. And this is actually the only regret we've had with our design so far, is this water closet, I think they're called. It's just a closet, it's just a room for your toilet. And so we have the toilet there, we've got the bidet wiring, we've got water, and then we just got, it's just massive. We got this humongous waste of space right there. So when the framers come back, or I'll do it, I'm gonna have them frame this in and make this a big linen closet here, which is fine. It'll make a lot more sense with a linen closet. But right now, the way it is, it's just a wide open space there. I mean, you could have like a chair, like a lazy boy right there. It's just massive. But we've got recessed lights and a vent through here. But yeah, so that's kind of it. The shower will have a couple bells and whistles, but not much. Really just a hand sprayer. I guess the only bell and whistle. So pretty basic, I guess. Smaller return here, just to make sure the house is circulating, because the thermostat for this side of the house will be in the master. And we're back here. So I'm showing 58 minutes long video, so might as well drag this out another couple minutes and get an hour. If you've watched this whole thing, you're a champion. But it'll be good for me to have this footage anyways. But yeah, so really thankful. It's turning out exactly how we imagined, or better in every area. It's been a ton of work, ton of stress, ton of decisions, ton of calculations, and we're probably 2/3 of the way done, I'd say, as far as workload goes. But I mean, you can see the leaves changing. You can just see kind of the privacy we'll have here, and you know, we both have big plans for what we want to do out here to make this look really, really nice and feel like a home. But that is the tour, and thanks for watching, and back in the camper I go for another cramped time of living. And also I'm sick of using the porta potty.